It was the year 3044. Earth Force was busy occupying one of its former colonies, Belron. Having been estranged for nearly 500 years, the soldiers of Earth and the local nationals were conducting the business of getting to know one another again. Sometimes this was carried out with gestures of peace and goodwill, an exchange of culture, of wine, women, and song. Other times this was carried out with holographic camouflage for micronuclear bombs planted on the sides of roads. One was just as likely as the other in the Belron War. Many soldiers believed in the mission of Earth Force to protect the miners from the cannibal insurgents of Belron. Others wondered if Earth had gotten clearance to mine Belron, would the first group of bionic power employees been sentenced to consumption. Because in the years of independence from Earth, the people of Belron had found God in another man's liver, complete with a sweet red wine and some crackers. This new religion was known as the Way of Eating. The eating of people was reserved for special occasions, holidays, the disposal of criminals, enemy combatants. During the eating, they would poison their meals, keeping them immobile but alive. It was all very surgical, precise, civilized, with a fork and a knife and a napkin. Before they carried out consumption, they would pray. The way of eating is the truth. The peace of the eating is strength. The pain of the eating is forgiveness. And the love of eating is redemption. This was done out of a sense of love for the consumed. They were sinners, and the only way for them to get into heaven was to be consumed so they could feel the pain of God's forgiveness. The idea of consuming an infidel from Earth, the ultimate sinner, gave the insurgents a holy purpose, a mission from God Himself, endless opportunities to bring the infidels to redemption by consumption. So they sent their most beautiful women to forward operating base Petraeus to work at the dining facilities. As the insurgency raged outside of the FOB walls, the cooks of the dining facility were asking questions with no answers, sharing the proof of God's love with the sacred text, and completing conversion with the joy of consumption. Not all felt the immediate pain of God's forgiveness. Some were called into missionary work, spreading the good news of the gospel to their companies, those companies spreading to other battalions across an entire brigade of soldiers, quietly, until one day, the general's communication tower stopped working. The power to the living quarters was off. Every general screaming in defiance as the immobilization drugs set in. The last thing they heard, as the knife and fork made its way inside, was the way of eating is the truth. The peace of the eating is strength. The pain of the eating is forgiveness. And the love of the eating is redemption.